This is the time of the year when I'm usually quite stressed and overwhelmed. That's actually probably for most of the year, but I'm really trying to find the balance in not getting that overwhelming feeling that I have too much to do and don't know what to work on. So my goal someday is just to have a farm that I just get up in the morning and I feel like I can manage it all. It's all on track. I've got everything done on time. But obviously, these sunflowers should have been planted already, but they won't get very big. They don't usually at this time of the year anyways, but that's okay. I'm still gonna throw them in the ground this morning and they will create some beautiful tiny little blooms for bouquets, hopefully in July when I'm desperate for flowers. So the plan for the beginning of this week is to just plant. We are super saturated in the field. That was a lot of rain on the weekend. And yeah, I still don't have my pump. I don't know when I can get help to hook that up, but it might not be this week. So while the ground is wet, I'm gonna just plant as much as I can. And you can already see behind me, I don't have any trays on the ground, and the wagon's not even full. So I think part of my strategy for not feeling overwhelmed was just not to seed as much. I just don't have the variety that I used to plant. I don't have it seeded. I might still seed. If I can get a lot of this in the ground, I might do a round of seeding this week if I have time. But yeah, I'm just growing less. Okay, so what I have left to plant this week is my chrysanthemum cuttings. I really want to get them in the ground. I have more eucalyptus to plant. This corner is my lisianthus. To me, it doesn't look like much anymore. I'm really hoping to get these trays that I potted up in the ground this week, and then maybe the next week we'll work on the other trays. This, like for most people, this is way too late to be planting lisianthus, but this is kind of my strategy because I seed them myself. I just seed over a longer period of time and I plant over a longer period of time. And I have to say most years it works out and allows me to have my harvest window quite a bit larger and have lisianthus all the way into through September and even into October, depending on the weather in September. So a common question I get is whether I pinch my lisianthus, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It depends on what mood I'm in. But when they're in trays and it's this late in the season, I do usually pinch them before I plant them. And this side of the wagon are my annuals, the less valuable crops. And this is really where I'm seeding less, like zinnias, sunflowers. I don't have a lot of the grasses. I don't even know. There's so many annuals you can seed. And I just know when I do it, that's where the overwhelm comes. I just don't have time to manage it all. And that's when I start killing trays because, yeah, I just don't have enough time. So I've seeded less.
Because I feel like it all, this is the garden hose one?
Yeah, because I don't have a rubber in there.
Oh, I just want to make sure it's the right.
So you do it the opposite way?
This way. So I want to do it this way. You always start in the way where it seems wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's how you end. Because you see how now when I end, it won't unravel. I can turn that way.
Right.
Did that come with it?
I don't know. It was in the box.
There you go. Does it have a switch on it?
I hate this job. I hate climbing by the pond. There's so many ticks and holes. I don't know, gopher, what lives by ponds? It's just gross. So after a very wet spring, there's no rain in the forecast. So I was kind of spoiled. I would plant, it would rain. I would plant, it would rain, which is very efficient. I don't spend any time watering. But anyways, blue skies, that's all there is in the forecast. So I just want a little bit of water to top off. The lisianthus I'm planting are like super small. So I need to just make sure they're watered in a little bit every day until they take root, because I definitely don't want to lose them after all the time I've spent on them so far. So we will hook up the main pump soon. I just need a couple strong people to help me, and I don't know when that's going to happen. So just the sump pump right now, just to hopefully get a little bit of water, if you can see back there on my lisianthus. So I don't know if this is a bad idea or not, but I think that I'm going to let the ducks loose this morning. I'm not sure if it's going to be all day. I'm not sure if I let them out, if I'll even get them back into their home here, but a few reasons. The grass is all dead underneath, and I'm having a hard time moving the coop because it's so heavy, and Bob and I want to adjust it a bit so we can move it. The wheels on here are, they're really small and they do not work in grass. So that's number one. Number two, one of the ducks is really getting picked on. It just seems to be getting really bad this week, and I feel bad leaving them all cooped in here. I think they need some entertainment. They're bored and they're starting to get mean. So that's mainly why I want to let them loose. But another huge reason is I don't even know how many ticks I pulled off myself this week. And I know that they can't get all the ticks off of my property in a short time, but I'm just so excited to have them roam around and eat things. And I think that they will love finding my pond. There's so much duckweed in there, and so many ticks around the pond and anywhere where the grass is long, which actually right now is everywhere because we haven't had a chance to mow it this week. I'm not sure how long it will take for them to realize that the door is open. I'm going to let them figure that out on their own. I am staying nearby just to see if they do figure it out earlier than later. And I really want to keep a good eye on Walter. I think he'll be pretty excited that the ducks are loose. He's always looking for more friends to play with. So I will keep him near me this weekend and next week. I'm home all weekend to watch him, or I can lock him up when I'm gone. So yeah, the geum is ready. I sold a little bit to the collective this week. It was my first order that I brought to Heather's. So just a little bit of geum and some allium that I have ready. So it was nice that it wasn't a huge order because I don't have my workspace totally cleaned up. So I just packed it up in the back of the van and dropped it off at Heather's. So hopefully there'll be more flowers soon. I actually cut my first peony stems yesterday and I need to go check. There's probably a few more ready. It's pretty cool today though, so I don't think it will go very fast, but it was just the red charm. And I'm really thankful for that because market starts next week already. So it's gonna be a bit of a change to my week having to go to market. I think it's gonna feel pretty busy just because there's still a lot to get planted. But I'm thankful to have blooms to bring to market. I'm thankful with all the plants I did get in the ground this week. I got another row of lisianthus in. I think one more row and I'll have all the lisianthus planted, and then I can work on the other stuff. Still need to do the chrysanthemums and the eucalyptus. But yeah, I felt like I got lots planted. The field is looking good. Pauline came for an afternoon and we cleaned out my barn garage. I got all the dahlias organized there. So the cooler is ready to go for flowers now. We got that swept out and emptied. But yeah, good week. It was nice to enjoy some gorgeous weather. It's been blue skies and not too hot all week, and it looks like we're in for that for another 7 days at least. That's what the forecast says. So I'm loving this weather. But thanks for joining me this week. Thank you very much I got another new member at the beginning of the week. So I really appreciate that. That's so encouraging for me to keep making these videos. So thank you very much. Also for the likes, the comments, and the people that have subscribed. Thank you. And I will see you again next time.